Good evening, good evening, good evening. What's up, all my good motherfucking people? Hello, motherfuckers. Hello, mother. I am here. I am here. I am here. And I know this is a long awaited conversation. So hold let's get the thing thinking. Let's get the thing thinking because we didn't had enough conversation in regards to this situation. So I wanted to get the ball rolling. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Operation Hill One Jar channel where we do what? Focus on healing humor, hot topics. And today, you guys are in for a treat. You're in for a hot topic. Y'all know I gotta love y'all, and I love to get into some things because I am not feeling good. I don't know. Something about TMI, having your friend after the age of 40, that's really knocking my socks off. So all day I've been kind of out of there. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna let this get me down. I promise lit at 6 today. So lit at 6 is what I will deliver. Now, unfortunately, I won't be on camera, but we that don't mean we can't still get into some things because I will be live in the chat, getting back with y'all, and this needed to be discussed. Let me give my disclaimer. I watched both episodes of Baddies, right? I did. But I went back and rewatched only one and took the notes. That's what we're going to get into today. Hey, Tifa girl. That's what we're going to get into today. Now, we're going to get into part two later on tonight, which is why I went lit at 6 today, because I'm going to come back on and give you episode two's recap. It's just I didn't take the notes for that yet, but I did watch it. So, without further ado, I think we need to get into some things. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not forget to like the video. Like the video. That's hitting the thumbs up on the bottom of the screen. That's how you like the video. And feel free to leave your name in the chat so I can shout you out. If you would like to send me a super chats to the top, I would appreciate it. Let me take a sip of water because I got billions of notes here and we're going to get into some things. Sorry, y'all, that was ghetto. Okay. All right, here we go. So we are now in the new season of Baddies Midwest. As you guys already know, this is the Baddies Midwest premiere season premiere, and it's episode one, and it's called Sister System. So when it first starts off, they give the last season recap, right? I mean, I guess I didn't really care too much to see all about that. It was all the fights, or the arguments, or the drama, or the BS. We just watched that season literally last fucking week. So I really didn't care to see the recap. I was like, okay, going on, girl. So anyway, after about 4 minutes of recapping them, locking ass, calling names, digging, scratching, biting, kicking, and being racist, they move on, and it says somewhere in St. Louis. Now, this opens up with Akbar B and Tommy doing a little back and forth, and Tinkerbella walking up on Tommy, and Tommy pulling out the blicky. I don't know what that's all about. I can't wait to see that episode in totality so we can know what went on. But anywho, then all of a sudden we get a recap of what this season is going to look like. And sweetie, them girls once again is fighting to the death. I mean, scratching, kicking, pulling, biting, eating. I'm like, this is that show is barbaric. I don't even understand how a person could take that much violence. And I'm from Brownsville, shit. But anywho, now we get started, right? So the Baddies jet is parked in LA, and first comes Natalie Nunn. Okay, girl, basking long chin. It looked like she was trying to give off like a Manolo Blahnik kind of New York kind of Jean kind of no. Epic fail, Natalie, but whatever, right? So she get out, she's headed to the jet, and then they let us know on this season. Then she lets us know. She like, hey baddies, I'm back. It's your girl, the boss bitch. You know all the shit she say. Her chin growing, skin is horrible. But she's like, this season we're gonna be in the Midwest, and we're going to Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago, Milwaukee, Indianapolis, St. Louis, and we're gonna do our landing space is going to be Honolulu. Tifa said barbaric is crazy work. So I'm like, okay, I'm always here for Hawaii, my dream trip. So I'm like, okay, Natalie is trash. In my personal opinion, Natalie is trash physically, morally, mentally, and spiritually. But Natalie is getting to the bag with this franchise. That's one thing I can't give her credit for, right? So next up, who pulls up to the jet is Scotty and Jayla. Um, Scotty is fucking the boss. So I guess Scotty is going to, allegedly, Scotty is going to continue to be around for forever. Me personally, the only thing I can say I like about Scotty is she's an Aquarius and I'm an Aquarius. Other than that, I don't have Scotty to think about. I mean, in my personal opinion, she's nothing to write home about. Okay, girl. Anywho, and then there's Jayla. I like Jayla. I want Jayla to stay on the show. I like Jayla because Jayla is pretty. She articulates herself well. And most times she can seem like the level-headed big sister of the group when she's not on demon time. So I personally like Jayla and wanted to see her there and getting busy, you know. Next, well, the next group of girls that pull up is Anna Mac. Are you fucking dumb? Taseki and Biggie. I love Anna. I love Anna. Anna is my comedic relief on the show. She cracks me up. Anna Mac cracks me the hell up because she's always saying and doing something that's really funny. Also, I like she don't take everything so serious. And I also like she comes across like she has a level head. So when she's trying to be serious and really rationalize situations, she doesn't do a bad job. So I personally like Anna Mac, especially when she made Rolly's girl, when she did Rolly knock knees. I nearly bit my fucking tongue. That's how hard I was laughing. So I'm here for Anna being back, right? Taseki is an eater, right? I think Taseki is absolutely gorgeous. I think Taseki is absolutely gorgeous, especially when she has that really innocent look on her face. I don't really like when I see her trying to be sexy because sometimes she looks like she feels awkward. I just like when she shows her innocence, which we've seen at the end of this episode, and we're gonna get into that. But I think Taseki is absolutely beautiful, right? Biggie, I'm not. Biggie. You know why I'm not here for Biggie? You know why I'm not here for Biggie? Because nothing about Biggie represents a baddie, right? I don't like that. A, you're not the best looking. B, you don't have the best body. C, your business acumen is not your, it's not like your business is booming. D, you don't stand up for yourself. You have no morals, no values. You're a follower. Like, I don't really see anything about you that would make you a baddie. So, like, say case in point, if you weren't the best looking, I would still respect you if you said, well, listen, I went to school here. I built my business up to this point, and I'm this type of Dominican woman. No, all you do is say, Big Biggie, you know him back, Big Dominican. Oh, shout out to the voodoo channel. She always mimicking Biggie, and I be cracking her. So I'm not here for Biggie, but okay, girl. Next is Rolly. Like Biggie, at Rolly's core, because I can also say this about Biggie, she's not ugly, right? And at Rolly's core, she's not ugly, right? I'm gonna say that about your girl Rolly. At her core, she's not ugly, and in her confessional, that red looked good on her. That red looked really, really super duper. Hey, Steph, super duper good and on Rolly in her confessional, right? But Rolly, I just have a few things that I'm going to indicate here that I see that I may be able to assist you with because I am a plus size sister as well. Number one, you took off your faja too quick. You need to always wear a bra. Learn to put emphasis on what complements your body, which is now your ass, your hips, and your titties when they are sitting up and not laying down. And keep that golf club of a leg. Keep it covered. Keep it covered. No, no, that absolutely not. Absolutely not. So while I see what you're trying to do, Biggie, you're really trying too early, and it's taken away from all of the work that you had. And I don't want that for you, baby, because I know how it is to have work done and want to be able to show it off and actually look good, right? I also don't like that. You see how Natalie and last season Scotty, even for the most part, they kind of like retired their fighting days, right? So it's like, okay, why can't Rolly, you kind of take that same route where, I think I might want to chill and do some mentoring for the girls and I was about to say take some girls under the wing, but then I remember you tried that with ET and that didn't work for you. So never mind. That was an epic fail. Anywho, Rolly, keep your non-negotiables and do what you have to do, right? So now they all get on the jet. And I'm so happy. Oh, Lord knows. Y'all don't know how happy I was to not see Mariah Lynn. Not seeing Mariah Lynn probably was the best thing that they could have ever did for me as a fan. Please, I'm begging you, do not bring Mariah Lynn back, right? I was very happy I didn't have to see Callie. I did not want to see Blueface Sister again and all of her fucking Jordans and Jumpmans. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I fake wanted to see Sapphire. I like Sapphire with the big pencil, but I mean, if she had to go, hey, she had to go. But if you asking, I think they could have stuck on here for a few episodes, let her get a few more dollars, right? So anyway, they on the jet, they toasting to success, yada yada yada. So then they begin inquiring with Taseki about her and Diamond the Body and knocking out her tooth and all of that, right? And something happened that I was a little confused about. In Rolly's confessional, she was saying that basically DTB, who is my girl, I like DTB, disturbing these bitches. She's a nut, but I like DTB, right? So I understood what she was saying. Basically, was she felt like DTB kind of took like a clout chasing route, and she's hoping that the other girls that's coming into the house don't take the same route that she took. But my only thing was the way she was saying it was like she had smoke with Rolly. So I was confused because I was like, well, Rolly, what she did to you? But see, I know you, Rolly, no shade. I know you. The girls that be pretty and the girls with the nice bodies and the girls that's clean and wash up every day, you tend to hate on them initially until either they kiss your ass or fight you back. So I was kind of peeking and say, you probably just hating on my homegirl DTB, right? That's my girl disturbing these bitches. So anywho, so then Natalie tells them they're about to make a stop in Oklahoma. So she said they rerouting because Krishan has been released and is basically broke and begging to rejoin the cast, according to Long Skin Bad Chin Natalie. Because from what I heard, Krishan had came on a live or something after and was like, girl, you know your skin and your chin was calling me. However that went is whatever happened, right? Don't laugh. Don't laugh, T. But I like DTP too. So Taseki basically shared. She was like, listen, she is not looking forward to seeing Krishan. She was not in the mood to see Krishan. She has PTSD from what they went through before, and Krishan and her have never been in a space like that, so that really, really hurt her, yada, yada, yada. And I wanted to say something about this piece because it was near and dear to my heart. I know how it feels to go through a light physical situation with a sibling. And like Taseki said, and I felt it, me and this sibling, none of my siblings ever had a physical altercation. So when me and this sibling were in that space, it really, really, truly hurt me. And I did have PTSD about it too, because it was like, we've never been here. So it's like, how did we get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. So I felt Taseki on that, right? I was like, I know how that feels, especially if y'all never usually get into it. So anyway, the ladies start chiming in, Rolly, Jayla, Natalie. They like, well, you could maybe try to have a conversation with her. She's family. You guys keep in mind it's your family, yada, yada, yada. Natalie, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Because you saying this, all you worried about is getting to the bag. You was not looking for no resolution for these sisters. What you cared about was getting a bag. My thing is, how about we go get your husband on here and show folks that you are clean? How about we go get your motherfucking husband that everyone feels like allegedly you're his beard, and let's discuss how he felt when you came out and were allegedly fucking on Curtis from the Bad Boys cast. Let's see y'all work through something on camera, all right, and see how you like it when everybody is in your motherfucking business with something that's near and dear to your heart, and see how that makes you feel. So don't sit up here and try to act like you want no real resolution for the Malone sisters when all you want is for y'all bitches to make a moment and make sure these ratings go up so my bags can get bigger. So girl, shut the fuck up. Anywho, so they arrive in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? Biggie, one of y'all could drop in the comments and explain to me about the fitted cap dress shirt, Biggie. What was that? What was that? That fitted cap dress shirt thing that Biggie had on. I want somebody, anybody, I don't care who does it, to drop down in the comments and please inform me of what that was. Because I was absolutely positively mortified by Biggie's wardrobe. Biggie, I don't want you there. I promise I don't want you there. I don't mean no harm. I really, really don't want you there, right? And it also takes away from why they call the show Baddies, because you're not one. For why you can't be the fat drippy baddie on the show, right? Like, fat girls dress nice. Most fat girls have pretty faces. Like, why are you, girl? I was looking at that like, then your neck is black, your titties hang low, do they wobble to a fro? Can you time in a knot? Can you time in a bow? Like, I threw them over my shoulder like a constant social. Like, Biggie, I'm not gonna lie, I want you off the show. I'm not even gonna lie. So anywho, I know what they got you there for, because you're a bottom feeder though. Because you will lick some ass and some toes and kiss some ass and cry and all that. So that's why they got you there. Okay. I just don't personally like it because the name of the show is Baddies. And in any friend group where they are all like wholesome women, that doesn't exist. That does not exist. That's nasty work. So I want you off. But anywho, back at the hotel, when they check in, Biggie and Anna go check on Taseki at her hotel room. They're like, we just want to check your temperature. We know you want to see your sister today. We want to know how you feel about that, yada, yada, yada. So Taseki was like, she feels away because Krishan requested that she don't bring nobody. And she was like, she feel like she needs her girls for moral support because she's walking into this thing feeling uneasy, right? And what I can say is I like the way Anna Mac and Biggie have really rallied around Taseki, because it seems like she feels like her whole family is against her, and she has a lot of siblings. So to not have those siblings anymore because maybe y'all beefing, to have another set of folks who feel like your sister's holding you down, I really, really like that. And I've also had that. So I really can appreciate, and maybe that's where Big, you know what? I don't want you there, Biggie. I don't care, right? But so now remember, they're supposed to have the sister showdown, but before the sister showdown, Jayla, Scotty, Baskin, Long Chin, and Rolly go meet up with Krishan first. They want to see her. They haven't seen her in a while. They want to see the new baby, yada, yada, yada. Let me just give my disclaimer that I never saw the season of Baddies that Krishan and Jayla was on together. I want to say that was Baddie South. I never saw that season. So when Jayla was, basically in her feelings about how much she felt like Krishan is her baby, I was kind of confused because I was like, I didn't fucking know you knew Krishan, but I forgot that Jayla was on the show before. The season that I started watching Baddies on, Jayla wasn't on. Right. So I didn't know when she came that she had been on there before. So I didn't see her and Rock when they were together, but I'm thinking about going back watching that season because I really, really liked the way Jayla and Krishan's relationship looked from that little glimpse. So I would like to see it when they was on the show together. So anywho, they arrive at the restaurant and Krishan walks in with the baby, right? Let me take a sip. Excuse me, y'all. Krishan, number one, I wonder this. I know that Krishan's mother had a set of kids. And then from what I understand, it was like maybe like, let's say 3 kids before Krishan and Taseki and them. And then it was Krishan and Taseki and them. I want to know, first of all, I would love to see the man, I would love to see Krishan and them dad because, like I said, Krishan and Taseki are beautiful girls. Beautiful girls. And remember, I reviewed Krishan and Blueface's show. And for the majority of Krishan and Blueface's show, she had no front tooth. And I was fucking horrified about it. So to see her now here showing up looking very healthy with all her teeth in her mouth, looking like she's human, she looked absolutely gorgeous. She looked absolutely gorgeous. And I noticed that those other kids, even Chastity, I wonder, is Chastity, does she share the same father as Krishan and Taseki? Because Krishan and Taseki look like, and they look like their dad. Whereas Chastity and some of them other older siblings, they look like the mother. So I would love to see him because he must have good genes because they are absolutely beautiful girls. Beautiful girls, right? But like I said, she looks healthy, she looks innocent, she looks sane, she has a baby, she's trying her best to look motherly, and she's dressed in all white. And I was looking at Krishan like, girl, okay, because I remember your antics from you and Blueface show. And Tifa said you need to go back so you will understand why she was speaking life into her like that. They was cool. And you ain't lying, Tifa, I do need to go back because I feel like that's why I'm so hard on Krishan, because my first introduction to her was her and Blueface show when there was no tooth in the front, and that annoyed me from the gate, right? So maybe I do need to go back and watch Baddies South and see the evolution of her. But I wonder, do I fucking care? Because she's, anyway. Baskin Long Chin is shading the dog fuck out, which is Natalie. She's shading the fuck out of Krishan in her confessionals, right? But grinning to her face like a fucking punk, right? So anywho, they all start catching up. Krishan reveals that she quit smoking. She's no longer drinking. She feels good. Here Natalie in the confessional. bitch, please, who you fooling? Right? And I'm not gonna lie, like I said, a part of me was looking at Krishan the same way, like, man, please, who you fooling? But the other part of me was like, Natalie, shut the fuck up, bitch, because do you want to see her win or not? Like, so that was like bittersweet for me, right? And then Krishan got on her apology tour. Right now, let me tell y'all something about Krishan. And I saw this from the show when she was on the show with Blueface. She is many things, but she ain't motherfucking stupid. She is not stupid by a landslide, okay? She knows what to do and when to do it, right? So hear her now. There was so much bondage, and y'all see me at my weakest times. I didn't love y'all correctly. I didn't treat y'all correctly. I feel like I was quick to prove a point when my feelings was hurt instead of, hey, let's just pray. But now she's focused on trying to do better and trying to be the best mom. And I'm looking at Krishan. Let me say this. In all honesty, I do believe, and I also believe this because I can be a product of it as well. Krishan is sober, according to Krishan. At least you could tell she was that day, right? I think that she can say things like this when she's sober. And I honestly believe after watching this episode in my heart of hearts, if she continues to remain sober, that she can actually live up to the things that she's saying, right? But I don't know if that could continue to happen if she goes back to drinking and drugging. And like I said, that's very relatable for me because I know that if I'm not in a good space in my life and I have some drinks, then you will see the ugly side of me. So I believe that's why most times in the past, especially on shows I've watched, you have seen the ugly side of Krishan because most times she was drinking and drugging, allegedly. So I hope and pray that, what she felt, because in those moments she did seem genuine. She can actually continue to apply that to her life, right? So, yeah, like I said, Jayla got emotional and she was just basically saying, like, she loves Krishan and she wants the best for her and she's so proud of her. And I was like, okay, I see. I have to go back and watch that season so I can know what's going on between them two. So then they begin discussing Baddies Caribbean and then Baddies Midwest cast, right? So the season from for this season they had 8 auditioners who made it on the season, which is Ivory from LA, Jasmine from Detroit, and apparently is Cash Doll homegirl, Bad Dolly from Mississippi, Big Lex, not the little one, from Ohio. I just was peeking at Big Lex because it seems as though Big Lex might have graduated from some university and she used to play sports and yada yada yada. So I'm looking at that like you taking all of your education and athletic background to go on a show where you're fighting like a dog in the street. Never. Okay, girl, good to see you, Big Legs. Yoshi Banks from Chicago, Emma Aleo from Michigan, Pretty P from Wisconsin, and Summer from Detroit as well. Right? They share with Krishan that DTB and Tinkerbella would be returning. Then they show my girl they show my girl DTB. Now, DTB is on injury reserve because DTB's tooth is still extracted, right? So I was like, oh, hey, DTB girl. But in any event, she was still there and ready to roll. And then they show my girl Tinker, and they was telling Krishan, they was like, I think that you would like Tinkerbella because she's very entertaining, she's very funny. So I think you and her would have got along well if y'all was in the house at the same time, right? Then they have some guest appearances from Tommy, Akbar B, Jaden Alexis, who is Blueface's other baby mother. And this is another one that I didn't know because I didn't watch Baddies South, which is somebody named Slim. So everybody rolled their eyes in the back of their head when her name came up. So I was like, okay, well, I guess she didn't make a good impression, but she was doing Baddies South. But like I said, I didn't see that season. I might go back and watch, right? So Rock basically made it seem like she was like, listen, I ain't got no problems with nobody on that cast. I wish them well, including Jaden Alexis. I don't got no smoke with nobody. Moving on, right? So then they bring up Taseki. So Krishan basically said she was like, she feels like Taseki has been doing a lot of dick riding and she don't feel like that's cool. And then she asked Natalie if she's still with her husband. Natalie's like, yes. And Krishan is like, happily. And Natalie's like, mm-hmm. The face said, mm-hmm, but the mouth said, mm-hmm, but the face said barely. And Krishan chuckled like, yeah, whatever, bitch. You know you a thought. Right? So then Taseki arrives. How many minutes are we in? 24. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, my good old peeps, because I want to do a few things, right? Because Taseki arrives, and I was paying attention, I was watching, and I was praying. But we gonna get through this. We are going to get through this. So give me 1 second, good people. Hold on 2 minutes. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't curse me out. I had to go get some water because I imagine that my mouth might get a little dry during this time. So, and I wanted to be able to articulate myself very clearly. And I wanted to give you guys all the facts. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are new here, please hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you would like, drop me a super chat. Nice to have you here. Let's get to talking. Drop your name in the chat so I can know you're there. So, Taseki arrives, right? So when she arrives, as she approaches, she sees another one of their siblings, Chastity, right? And according to the Zeus, Krishan brought Chastity along for support, right? So I got a little confused at some of these parts. You know what I think? In all fairness to Krishan and Taseki, I think that Zeus edited the dog fuck out of this conversation. So I think a lot of things were sliced and moved around so you can think certain things were said and done at a particular time. I think certain parts of the conversation was taken out because it was just certain times where either they said something that I didn't hear, or you seen a response to something and you didn't see what was the stimuli for them to be responding to. So I was like, yeah, Zeus edited the dog fuck out this conversation so they can make it as juicy as possible, right? The only thing is that I feel like that is unfair because that this is their real life. So editing conversations and making things look juicy just for content and views and ratings is not fair to these girls because this is their real lives. Hey, Melina girl. So apparently there was some tension between Chastity and Taseki. Two, because Chastity is boo-hoo crying as soon as she sees Taseki, and Taseki is apologizing. And then Zeus shared that they haven't seen each other in a while, like they said on the little screen. And it was like they've only exchanged they've only exchanged words through some intense text messages, right? So I was looking like, well, why is Chastity crying and she's holding a baby? Taseki is apologizing, but I don't see why. And then Chastity says, and I don't want to fight. And Taseki is telling her she didn't come near the fight. And Chastity told Taseki that she didn't want her to come, that Krishan didn't want to come here by herself. And I'm pretty much guessing Krishan and Chastity was afraid because they both was holding them babies for dear fucking life, right? I'm guessing that baby, because I heard Taseki say I met my niece, so I guess that was Chastity's daughter that she was holding, and Krishan was holding her own son, of course, right? So Taseki said in her confessional that she didn't have an issue with Chastity and that Chastity just missed her. And I'm thinking, well, Taseki, if that was the case, why were you crying and why was she that upset if there was not a real issue, right? But once again, they didn't give me all of that, so I didn't know, right? But then she did allude to the fact that Chastity might be upset because she's stuck in the middle of her and Krishan's drama. I mean, I don't know, but she was pissed. She was boohooing, right? But before they go inside, Chastity said something that kind of threw me off because I'm thinking she's playing neutral and she just there to support Krishan and Taseki. And she said, I don't care if I came with Krishan. I'm not going to let her do anything to you or nobody else. Right? So I was looking like, oh, okay. Well, who else is there to do something to her? Why are you thinking something is going to be done? And I thought you thought that Taseki was going to be the person doing. Why are you telling Taseki that you're not going to let anybody do anything to her? Is there something you want to tell us, Chastity? So I was a little confused, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with that, right? So the baddies exit, which is Rolly, Jayla, and Scotty, right? And Taseki comes in and she sits down, right? So Natalie did her best to make sure the sisters were clear that, listen, this scene has to break the internet. So I'm letting y'all know to show y'all motherfucking asses why I try to act like I'm innocent. I'm not trying to exploit y'all. So she kept saying things like, because you guys should talk, but I'm not involved in the family stuff. And you guys need to have dialogue, but don't involve me with y'all family stuff. And you guys really, really need to hear one another out, but I'm not involved in the family stuff. So what I got from that was, I'm going to remove myself so they don't think and the audience doesn't think I'm trying to exploit you guys. But I want you guys to sit here and make sure that you make a moment that breaks the internet and that makes Zeus go viral. Okay, scene, go. And she got up and left, right? And you could tell when Taseki first walked in, she didn't know how to read Krishan, so she didn't embrace her, right? I think she probably wanted to, but she just didn't. What I did like is Krishan did get up and hug her, right? And then you heard them say, I love you too. And this yeah, it just made me sad. It just made me really, really sad, right? So then Saseki sits down, she sits down, and once again, Krishan is holding this baby for dear fucking life. At some points, the baby looks awake. At some points, the baby looks asleep, but they have the baby face blurred out, which is another reason why I felt like they edited it heavily, because it was some parts that say Krishan is talking and the baby is asleep, and then when Taseki respond, and it flashed back to Krishan, the baby is wide awake and moving around. And it's like the baby woke up and did all that in 3 seconds. So I think y'all cut something out, right? It was, girl, anywho. Taseki asked Krishan if she's okay. She says she is. And she asked Taseki the same. And Taseki was like, no. I got a lot of backlash from the things y'all have been saying, and I think y'all meaning the entire family. And pretty much Taseki couldn't care about anybody else and what they said, but she was like, I care about what you say, Krishan. Like that hurt me, right? So Krishan was like, well, you say stuff too. So then Taseki was like, yes, I do, but making false statements and saying things that are just not outright true about me is hurtful and disrespectful. You called me a predator, right? She was like, I would never lie on you, no matter how mad I got at you. So Krishan basically said, you want to go there? And Taseki is like, I want to go everywhere because this whole shit is fucked up. Like, I want to talk about everything. I want you to get off your chest what all your issues are, because I'm clearly confused about why you holding it on me like that. She was like, you got me jumped because I went unnecessarily attack somebody for you. And then when I didn't do what you asked, you tried to paint me out to be a monster, right? So Krishan says, my truth is my truth. Taseki said, bitch, what? Like, what is that? Because I don't want my truth is my truth. Your truth is bullshit. But since you saying it's yours, can you share it with me? Right? So Krishan kept saying, we don't have to talk about the accusations I made against you. Why will we backtrack? And Taseki is like, because that's what we're going through. The accusations that you made against me is why I'm having the biggest problem here. So Krishan is like, I'm going through a lot too. So Taseki was like, you know what this feel like? This feel like it's a retaliation, because when have I ever been a monster to you? You always been with me, Krishan. I damn near raised you. So please help me out because I'm confused. So Krishan was like, your ass ain't confused. So then Krishan was like, I would rather speak to Latifah and not to Seki. Taseki was like, bitch, Taseki is Latifah. Latifah is me. I am Taseki, Latifah, and we are all eaters, and I'm about to chomp your ass up. She was like, listen, I'm here being my regular self, right? Don't play with me. Don't play with me. And Krishan was like, I don't know. You just have this chip on your shoulder. You know what I think? You know what I think? You know what I think? I think that Taseki was talented in her own right, and I think that Krishan was as well. But I think that Krishan has always had opportunities, right, that looked like she could do better. Case in point, she went off to college. She had a track scholarship. She had godparents she can turn to, whereas Taseki didn't have anybody. She was a stripper. So I think in Krishan's mind, it was like, well, yeah, you're talented too, but I'm going to be the winner. I'm going to be the star. I'm actually going to make it, right? And I think the issue is that I didn't mind bringing you here with me, but I didn't think anything was going to happen for you. And now that it has, it actually looks like you replaced me. I resent you for that. That's kind of what I got when she started bringing up she had the chip on her shoulder and yada, 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 right? So Taseki is like, I don't have no trip, girl. I just feel like I'm owed an apology. So Krishan said that there doesn't need to be any apologies. They just need to move forward. So Taseki said that outside even Chastity apologized. Now, Taseki, I want to say something about that. I ain't hear Chastity apologize. I heard you apologizing. which is why either A, this was heavily edited, or Taseki, you bugging out, because I did not one time hear Chastity apologize. She just kept crying, saying she didn't come here to fight, and then she said like all the stuff I told you. She said she didn't. They didn't show on camera her apologizing. They showed you apologizing. So I was a little scared, but I was like, okay, girl, if that's what you saying, we missed, got it, because Taseki, okay, girl. So then she says, you moving like you don't even love me, Krishan. She's like, but matter of fact, you probably do. But do you like me? Right? I feel two ways, right? It's either because two things can be true, right? It's either one, Taseki, you did do what Krishan is accusing you of, and Krishan doesn't want to face you to say it, right? Because you all know how sometimes, even with our victims, they don't want to face the people that assaulted them, right? They don't want to sit in court and talk in front of this person. So maybe there is a fear there surrounding her having to say these things to your face. But then the other part of me kind of feels like, Krishan, were you lying? Because a lot of things you started doing when those conversations came up to make me feel like you were being dishonest. Like you started fidgeting, you started trying to act like you was doing so much mothering, you started playing with your eyelashes and all of these things every time. Taseki is like, sweetie, just say what it is. Like, say what I did to you. So then Krishan finally answers one of her questions and says, if I didn't like you, I wouldn't have introduced you to Zeus and to do all of this. Right? Krishan, that's a fucking lie, right? Let's be clear. You introduced her to Zeus because you were pregnant and you needed somebody to come on that show and eat all them bitches up that was playing in your face while you were pregnant. And you knew that March and Jan and March and January and March and whatever them people name was, they wasn't going to eat the way Taseki was going to eat. So you brought her on there because you wanted her to rip folks' faces off so they could know to not play with you. And you couldn't do that yourself because you were pregnant. What ended up happening was, you feel like you stopped gatekeeping and you opened up the gate, but when she came on through, she didn't fulfill her commitment. But you forgot to inform her that you opening the gate for her wasn't because you love her and you was her sister and you were trying to give her opportunities. You opened up the motherfucking gate for her because there was some stipulations, one being she better eat these bitches for you. And when she did not want to bully those other girls, you turned on her, right? So Taseki was like, girl, I the one who made the boss man pay attention to me. I got myself my own opportunity. Come on, cut the bullshit, right? Krishan, your manipulation tactics, especially when you're sober, girl, you got it, girl. You got it. Girl, you was very poised. You was very calm. You was nursing the baby. You were drinking your water. But let me tell you what else you was doing, Krishan, that reminded me of who you really are. You were dodging the questions. You were answering questions with questions. You were not answering in complete sentences. You was making heavy accusations and then refusing to discuss them. So, I mean, all of those things you was trying to do. So, I mean, me personally, I could view you as such, such demure, and I was not buying it, right? So Taseki starts to get clear. She like, listen, you ain't gonna take no accountability. Like, you're absolutely not. She could see that, she's going to continue avoiding the question. She doesn't want to get to the root of the conversation. So the roots of the problem. So the conversation starts going left. So when she see that Taseki is starting to get angry, she starts saying it like, it just seems like you're still angry, and why are we going backwards? And Taseki is like, girl, in order for us to move forward, we have to go back and we have to address that you are fucking lying on me. It's crazy. And then Taseki tells Krishan that she doesn't have any beef with her, but they can never go back to what they used to be because of what Krishan said and did. And Krishan made it clear that she's not apologizing for what she said because it is true. So she also said, Taseki, did I want to play house? And Taseki said, with who? Tell the story. And Krishan looked at the camera and said, Black family. This the part that Krishan, girl, you is diabolical. So then she turns and looks at the camera. She's like, Black families do this all the time. Shit happens and they don't want to speak about it. And then they pretend that it didn't happen. Taseki is like, Krishan, what happened? Tell what happened. Since you're saying, no, you can tell it right here. I'm giving you permission. What the fuck happened, right? So, So Taseki started explaining. She like, I guess you don't know what accountability looks like. So I'm gonna show you. I took accountability and apologizing for when I got physical with you when you was pregnant and I was drunk. You see how I took accountability and I apologized for that? She said, but you did not apologize for getting me jumped. And Krishan said these words, and it caused me to go the fuck back and watch both episodes. Krishan said out her mouth, plain as day, nobody got you jumped. I have right here in my notes, go back and watch that episode. And I went back and watched both. I went back and watched both. And I'm going to give a little recap of them two right here because Krishan did that right there. That right there. Before I was kind of going back and forth with if I thought you changed or not. But Krishan, you saying those physical words out your fucking mouth was confirmation to me what I've already thought, but I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. You are full of fucking horse shit. I don't care what you coming with your all white on. I don't care if you bring baby Krishan Jesus. I don't care if you have all of your teeth in. I don't care. Krishan, when you said that part, because I watched that fucking season. So now I'm like, she's saying it so straight faced that maybe I assumed it as well. So I'm like, no. Let me take my ass back and watch it. So last night, that's exactly what the fuck I did, right? So now I go back and it's on Baddies East. Episode motherfucking 3 is called Meet Me Outside, right? So Taseki is in a sprinter with the cast, with that season's cast, right? And this is on that episode that Krishan fucking girl. Y'all listen. So she gets a call from Krishan, and Krishan is at the house. Now y'all remember this season Krishan was pregnant, so she wasn't really supposed to be on there as a season regular, right? So Krishan drops her. Hold on. The baddies go out. Krishan start reaching out to Taseki saying where y'all at. Taseki is like, oh, we in a sprinter, and she dropped her location to Krishan. When she dropped the location to Krishan like, okay, we back at the house, right? So when they get there, Taseki steps out. She's like, oh, my sister here. Let me go see her. She like, listen, okay, girl, you know we agreed upon. You got to stand on business and get these holes in check because I'm pregnant and I cannot do that. Let chop chop. Get to it, right? So Taseki is like, Krishan, these girls you want me to get at are fragile, like they scared. I'm not a bully, so I'm not gonna get on that timing. So she like, listen, let me dog walk Natalie because that's who thinks she tough. Like that's more of a battle for me, and you got smoke with her too. So what happened was, in all fairness to Krishan Taseki, y'all did make the agreement that these girls was playing in your face, that these girls was playing in Krishan's face, and they know they only doing that because she pregnant. So because of that, you was coming on the show, and I'm introducing you to the show for the sole purpose of dog walking these bitches. I don't want you to be successful, and I don't give a flying fuck about your career. That's why I'm trying to sabotage it right now. So because of that, you're only here to dog walk the bitches, right? So she's like, listen to Krishan, I cannot do that. I cannot do it. She said, but let's make a deal, right? She said, because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Like, I didn't know these bitches won't really be that soft, right? She said, if I make them apologize to you, is that good? So in all fairness, Krishan, it's where you dead ass wrong. Instead of you at that moment telling her, no, it's not good, bitch, because you know what we agreed to, you was like, no, it's okay. It's good. I'll take it, right? So Taseki went on the van. She stood on business. She like, listen, y'all got to apologize to my sister, because if not, this going to get rough for y'all. Well, Vicky, what you got to say? Anna Mac, what you got to say, right? So everybody was stuttering Stanley. Everybody was stuttering Stanley. So Taseki basically looking at Krishan like, look, they not built for this, Sean. Like, just take their apology. They fragile. I'm not about to bully them. It's not happening, right? So now remember, Krishan had agreed to accepting the apology, and they are apologizing, right? At that point, she was like, I don't want no motherfucking apology. That's not enough for me. I want them dog walked. And she was like, no, wait, Krishan, come on. What we agreed upon, what are you doing? And Krishan is like, bitch, what was the initial agreement? I don't give a fuck about this shit you give me right now. This can go to fuck the hell, right? So she said, hit these bitches, right? So Taseki is pressing Anna and Vicky and getting them in line, but that's not enough for Krishan. So she throws like something at Vicky, right? And Taseki like, come on, Krishan, they apologize. It's not worth it. They fragile, right? I understood both parties. I understood Krishan because she's pregnant, she's hormonal. These bitches playing with me. I'm used to eating as well. So I want you to do something, have my back. But at the same token, I'm more understood Taseki because I'm a compassionate person. You know, I don't want to bully nobody either, right? So I got where they both was coming from, right? So Krishan basically said she was like they only sorry now because we putting our nuts on their neck, right? And they would have been continuing to do this if I didn't have you here ready to eat they fucking ass, right? So Taseki like, listen, it's all talk. We ain't got to go so hard, right? And right there you could tell a difference between Taseki and Krishan, which makes folks kind of feel stuck in between the two because of course Krishan was definitely a fan favorite, but Taseki is so compassionate even though she's a eater that she's a fan favorite as well. Like some people do actually like nice people, right? So she said it's all talk. Krishan was like but then Krishan said something, right? She said something to Anna and Vicky. She like, y'all being weird with me and I'm putting y'all bitches on. And I'm like, Krishan, you really think like that's why I made the thumbnail how I made it, where I got Krishan in the picture saying, you're walking on you're stunning on the platform that I built, the network that I built, because you could really tell that Krishan really feel like I'm the star and y'all bitches wouldn't be nobody if it wasn't for me. Right. So I'm like, oh Lord. So then Krishan started flipping on Taseki. Why you so cool with these bitches? You know, and Taseki is like, it ain't even that I'm cool. It's just like there is no point of doing this. Like it's not worth it. Come on. She was like, but I'ma stand doing business with Natalie because Natalie the one talking crazy to you. You got smoke with her too, and she act like she want the smoke back, right? And that made sense to me. So anywho, they tag teaming again, heading to the club. Taseki is inviting people on live to the club since they all in their city because they was in Baltimore. And since Taseki like, listen, the club we all fam. Let's get everybody out here. So to Krishan, like, why are you inviting somebody on the live that don't like me? Right. And I don't know. Ever since Taseki didn't want to flex on them girls, Krishan was just like kind of nitpicking, and they started arguing in the sprinter. Right. So it seems like Krishan is still annoyed that Taseki didn't stand on business. So she like, I'm off your ass. So she's subbing her. She telling Taseki she being weird. So what I don't also like about Taseki is too, though, at that time, every time y'all got into stuff, you kept getting in Krishan face. And she like, get out my face. And she have a right to feel that way. I'm pregnant. Like, stop jumping in my face when we get into arguments. I am pregnant, right? So Krishan gets out the sprints after Hunter Taseki arguing, and when she get out, somebody from the crowd throws an egg. It didn't hit Krishan, but it came close. So now Taseki gets out and she lets the crowd know, listen, y'all better calm the fuck down. This gang in this bitch. And then she did they mating course, whatever that meant. She said everybody gonna calm down after she do ski wee, and then they all went to the club, right? They have fun, boom, 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 right? So now they out. Zeus didn't show, but they said on the screen, they like, while cameras were down, an altercation took place on one of the sprinters between Taseki and two of Krishan's friends, March and January. Shout out to the Voodoo Channel. She called them that. Their name is March and Janet, but we call them March and January here, like the Voodoo Channel. So, right, Camilla, that's my girl because I watched her from Bad Girls Club. I like Camilla, even though Camilla looked absolutely nuts on Baddies. I still love her, but she gave her rendition first. She said Taseki was leaving out the spot, feeling good in her vibe, and Krishan two friends roll up and jump her March and January, right? She said Taseki is now, so now Taseki is dangling off the sprinter, looking like the bride of Chucky, saying, Krishan, just stick these bitches on me. It's up. And Krishan is on the sprinter looking as though she's relaxing, like, listen, I don't know what's going on because I don't even know those people. Krishan, you need to fucking stop, right? So according to Taseki, she got on the sprinter and March said, Tifa, which is Taseki, get down from there. I'm assuming that meant get down because you want to fight, and I'm assuming that's what Taseki meant. So Taseki got down and commenced to the whole buffet and ate March the fuck up, right? And according to Taseki, she heard Krishan in the background saying, beat this bitch ass, right? I don't know what get down from there meant, but I guess, like I said, moving right along, right? So then the plot thickens. So in the next scene, a girl who I'm guessing is Jan January, right? Starts explaining part of what took place on the sprinter, which is Krishan confronted Taseki saying, why are you acting weird? Taseki got in Krishan's face, and Jan and I guess March as well felt like you getting in her face and she's pregnant, so let us pack you out. January and March, I wish y'all would have tagged me in because I'm February, because I could let y'all know that y'all didn't think that one properly through, because when the fight ensued, you know, y'all got ate the fuck up and dragged the fuck out. And then outside the sprinter, security guards started getting with the B-more people. Somebody started fighting with the Baltimore people. Somebody named Jordan is there. Taseki is wilding out on the sprinter. Krishan get off the sprinter. And according to Krishan, Taseki spit on her. Oh, Taseki, now you wilding, that girl is pregnant, right? So the next day, this is the part that made me say what I'm talking about in the current episode. Because remember, this is from her telling her. She said, so next day is Jan and Marsh and Krishan, and they assemble, and Krishan admits it. She said out of her mouth in plain fucking words, fuck Taseki. You're moving like an op, so you're gonna get jumped like an op, bitch. Then she says she knows Taseki wants one-on-one phase, so she's setting them up now with January and March, as long as Taseki know not to hit her. Krishan, you should have told Jan and Marsh that it was a no-go, because Taseki had Thanksgiving all over them bitches. Okay? It was Thanksgiving and Jan and Marsh was on the motherfucking menu. Okay? So anyway, they come with their matching outfits, and they the Krishan crew. March was first, got ate up in buffet. She didn't get a chance to really eat Jan how she wanted to because Mariah jumped in. Anyway, I went back and recapped that to let y'all know that Krishan actually said the words. I went back and watched. So now let's get back to the conversation between the two sisters, right? So they going back and forth about the jumping situation, because Krishan is still lying, saying she did not get Taseki jump. Taseki is saying, yes, you did, and you owe me an apology. They going back and forth. The baby start waking up. Taseki is calling Krishan a liar. Krishan says she's not lying, and she said, I know what happened when I was seven and we were in the village. And then Taseki then changed the subject to say, this is a lot. The baby is right here. Krishan says, my baby goes everywhere with me, so this is not a lie. Once again, I think this part was like edited, because they made it seem as though Taseki dodged that part of it, but it shifted so quick, so I think they edited that part. Then the jumping situation comes up again, and Taseki wants to know when Krishan is going to take accountability for that. Krishan is arguing that she didn't get Taseki jump. Krishan, you're a fucking liar, right? And then Taseki was getting in her face, because she said, Taseki, you was getting in my face, and my friends knew I was pregnant, so they came to my defense. So they arguing about the situation, and Taseki, I'm not going to lie, you kind of fake drew first blood, right? Because you was like, you don't know what happened. You mean to tell me you don't know what happened? Well, you probably don't remember because you were impaired. Right now, Taseki, the girl was pregnant. The girl was pregnant at that time. So even if she was impaired, saying that was drawing first blood, because you already know that I'm being accused of smoking and drinking while I was pregnant, and I'm denying it. So for you to say that I was, quote unquote, in air quotes, impaired, that is why I don't remember while I was pregnant, is you drawing first blood. So to Krishan was like, okay, so we cutting? Not a problem. Since I don't remember about being impaired, let me tell you what the fuck I do remember. I do remember that when I was 7 years old, you made me eat your pussy. Part 2, loading. Come back.